In their country, they use more Snapchat or WeChat, but Taiwanese prefer Instagram and Line. The last one is they say they spend more time on phone in Taiwan because Taiwan is safer, so they can fobbing their phone like all the time. Okay, now everyone will do the conclusion.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about good night first. Right. So after all this survey, the conclusion thing, I'm not going to have any comments. And I'm not going to provide any solution to solve the internet addiction kind of problem, because I think it's not solvable, even though so many experts and so many professors are like devoting themselves to solve this problem, and the problem is still there. So I don't think a college freshman can give some comment of it, so I'm not going to give those stuff. The thing I want to share to you is those facts that shocked me during this survey. The first one is time this generation spent on their 3C devices. In the first part, when Sandy is speaking, we see that in average, 5.2 phone time are used by teenagers, not teenagers, like this generation now. That's not even mentioned about the time we use on computer or laptop. Including computer or laptop in our survey, there's like 7 or 8 hours of using in 3C devices. That's really a lot, 1/3 of your whole lifetime of spending in 3C devices. And so some of you might think that, but now we're college students. Now we are having so many jobs that requires support from 3C devices. Maybe they are just doing their job. However, during, I think, it's also Sandy's report, 70% of time we're using 3C devices is for entertainment or browsing social medias. So basically we're like doing it like a kid. We're not using it for a proper use. So we're just like doing nothing on the 3C devices. All right, I kind of forget what wait a minute. That's a bit, okay. There's one more question we asked our interviewees during the survey, is whether you prefer to like keep popping during the gathering, or whether you tried to stop using phones for a little while. Most of them say yes. However, the result is still like 1/3 of the day. So I think it's just like lead to the conclusion will be that this problem is unsolvable until that everybody determined to leave the environment, to set a great mindset that I am going to start a new life, that this problem is unsolvable. Okay, it's kind of like down now, so now I'm going to share some funny story in the survey. The first funny story I want to talk about is that our first interviewees is the 26 students, 26-year-old students Andrea just mentioned. It's the first day of our survey, and we have no idea who are going to ask our questions. And we are in the Commerce building, and we are in the High Life convenience store. And we're like just walking around there and doing nothing and say, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And suddenly, that Indian girl or woman, okay, Indian woman just walked by, and when I was shocked, we said, all right, everybody's like, all right. He's a foreigner. Okay, so he's going to ask him. And this one man bravely rushed in front of her. Everybody, please give Michael a big hand. In the very beginning, Andrea mentioned that some of our team members are afraid of talking to people that have different gender. One is Andrea, one is Michael. Michael is afraid of talking to girls. And these times, Michael have a great big step forward, his fear, and he's going to become a very brave man, I think, in the future. So, right, I believe you can get a girlfriend sometimes, like in a couple weeks. Also, Eric, I heard about some of your stories, but, and, Justin, sorry. Okay. Right, I didn't remember. Yeah, the atmosphere is not really kind of good. Okay, some of them just came out of nowhere. The second story I want to share about is about Emily. Emily. I think it's the second day of our survey, and 1 minute. Okay, it's the second day of our survey, and we're just like 3 down and 10 to go, and we're all very nervous. And how about if we have no foreigners to interview? And Emily find one man from Haiti just because she go into a little small restaurant and try to buy a set of fried rice. So it will be like the Haiti's man is sitting here, and Emily go in and say, 老板娘，我要一份炒饭. And sit down here and say, hey, do you have a moment? Right, that's pretty not cool if you do that in Brooklyn. Okay, so right, I think everybody give Emily a big hand for doing this kind of good job we have. Yeah, and the last but not least, as all you can see, we have a, it's back that I forgot Justin's name. We have a great atmosphere and we have a great teamwork here. So I think all of us are really grateful to have such a wonderful teammates. And I guess that's all. And let's jump to the Q&A time. Thank you for your wonderful attention.
Now's the Q&A. Feel free to ask questions or make comments. Anything?
Yes.
So can we say in general, maybe local students are more addicted to the internet than foreign students? Can we say that?
Basically, based on our survey result, I think it's like the cell phone addiction problem is like worldwide, because most of our interviewees have showed the same results on cell phone use. So I think it's like no differences between local students and international students.
Good. So other teams? Can we have at least one question or comment from each of the teams? Our second team? I'm sorry?
Question. Yeah.
Yeah, anything. I think we can ask.
Can Michael talk to girls without feeling nervous now?
I'm trying to overcome it, yes.
Okay, I see. I think she is nervous.
Okay, more questions and comments?
Why you like good night?
Why? Oh, right, I forgot to talk about this. I have 6 minutes to do the explanation, right? All right, it's in my sophomore year of high school, and I'm preparing for an English debate contest. Right, it's kind of weird face you have on your face, a debate contest and network club. Okay, so I'm practicing English. You know, good night. You can switch language, which kind of language of girls or men you want to meet. I don't want to meet men because they might be gay for a like high possibility. So I choose girls, of course, but I choose English and unlimited range. So those who want to have sex on good nights will choose limited range. So they can, like, after the phone call, they can rush to their house and. So they'll have a limited range. I have unlimited range, so I can practice English conversation with girls worldwide, around the world. Okay, believe it or not, this is a true story, and I'm done here. Right? Last question.
So the other teams, questions or comments? You also try to tell them what you think about their presentation.
Oh man, you are great.
I'm pretty kind of know that already. Oh, I know it. Right. So.
Other teams? Okay, so then thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.